Just gonna waltz on out of here. Everything's looking up chai.
I wish my cat had a glowing butt.
Fine. You need to relax.
Make it so much easier to find them in the dark.
Introducing.
I'm surprised the butt is what you first narrowed on instead of, I don't know, the tail.
Well, that's what I mean. It's all part of the butt.
Oh, right.
And also it's got a little glowing ring right at the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Messing with Wrecker's crew, Wrecker's production, and worst of all, yeah, Wrecker's perfect, no defect record.
Macho Dame Rekka's Savage.
Tried to kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Project Armstrong, EULA.
I mean, I love that she's got the wrestling belt that just says boss. That's the only identification that she needs to show her superiority in the workplace.
Wrecker ain't picked the verbs.
I am boss.
The mooks in marketing.
Yep, always blame it on marketing for having to, like, use duplicitous language to cover up the fact that, oh yeah, something that needs to be recalled? Fucking murder it.
Them are the goddamn lawyers.
I mean, to be fair, if they did throw, like, lawyers at Vandalay, I feel like Rekka would just go head first into fucking, like, challenging them to, like, a Hell in a Cell match.
So help me God, I will suplex you through a window.
Anyway, you remember what I said at the end of last video?
Oh, goddamn.
Yep. Imagine how excited I was when, when I realized, oh shit, we're getting 2 Nine Inch Nails songs in this. And you're probably wondering, I only hear the first one. What's the second? Just wait till way later.
Oh, please let it be Wish.
I cannot confirm nor deny, because there's a lot of Nine Inch Nails songs I would have liked in here as well. But
Oh,
1
100%.
million, as we fight off against QA 1 million. Name a better match. So first boss of the game. Not too out of the ordinary. Obviously, he's a super big guy, kind of on the outside of an arena. At least it's one that you can hit. He doesn't go into the background at any points for extended periods of time.
We're gonna take that, Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, but we still have to hit the hands, because they lead to something very important for dealing quite a bit of damage. Otherwise, you kind of have to hit the chest most of the time. See, once you deal enough damage. I love the extra guitar riffs.
I was hoping that's what would happen.
Oh yeah, like chances are high, if there's something you hope this game does musically, it'll probably do it. Or something that's not quite that, but you'll still be glad they did it anyway.
Yep.
But yes, we gotta just hit each hand long enough so that we can knock it back at his face in order to break, like, the main face plates. And to keep with the music metaphor of just this entire game and how fights are structured, yeah, phases are obviously like verses and choruses of the song.
Yeah. And of course, the bridges are the cutscenes.
Yep. So just got to get this dude's hand to come down so we can deal more damage. Yeah, it's a very, very straightforward boss that obviously escalates in terms of attacks as you proceed in each phase. And it is important. Oh yeah, now that we destroyed the faceplate, the truth is revealed about 1 million.
Does that literally say weak point on Square?
Of course it fucking does.
Yeah. One detail I do like, kind of leading up to it, is that you saw it, like, during, like, the first bridge, was that because I destroyed, like, the left side, you know, because the cutscenes are real-time, you could get it to a point, potentially, where, like, he either has the faceplate fully removed, missing only the right side, or missing only the left side, or just has the face fully intact. But the reason we do that is because there is an in-game challenge that wants you to do that, and you get rewards for it. There's also a reward for doing this fight no damage, which of course I'm going to do, and is a big contributor to why I did this Let's Play no damage. If it's any consolation for people that want to play this and go for S ranks, with the score categories in fights, it only ranks you on like your combo score, your just timing, you know, which is how in sync are you with the rhythm, and how long it takes. This doesn't do the platinum thing where damage is a category that has its own rank.
But that
And
was
I am
one of the things I always hated.
Super grateful for that. Like I've done my time enough with that on Kamiya's games, and I am at least more trusting of when he directs a game where that is a stipulation of the score. I don't really trust any other Platinum game to make that a fun aspect of doing it. So not really anything past Bayonetta 1 or Wonderful 101, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, loved Wonderful 101, but some of those ranking designs, not my favorites.
No. Well, I mean, it's a good thing that, like, that game doesn't require... Like there isn't a reward in any of those games that requires you get pure Platinum, you know? It's just an average of Platinum.
Yeah. Thank God, because I very rarely, like, even after I finish the games, very rarely get pure Platinum.
Yeah. I mean, like, I did it for Bayonetta 1, just because, like, it felt the most doable for that. Wonderful 101, it would be doable if, like, the non-combat segments did not have ranking applied to them. That's really just it. But, I mean, whatever. For extra context about, like, why I was always so high on this game when it came out, bear in mind, a few months before this game came out, we had the frustrating quality of Bayonetta 3 that came out in 2022, which my problems with it, before anyone decides to use that as a jumping off point for, like, their usual criticisms, my problems with it are not the usual problems that people bring up about that game, because those problems are something that you can easily say without actually having played it. Mine have more to do with the fact that, like, that game is, like, has such a cool combat system that it rarely uses to good effect. Whereas this has a more simple combat system, but it makes way more consistent use of it to much better effect.
Okay, that was on a par with Rules of Nature.
Yeah. Like, I get, you know, like, you could tell when the instruments cut out on the don't feel anything at all. You knew that's what it was leading up to.
Oh, 100%.
And we got the outro, and, oh man, like, just to solidify how musically perfect everything is, as far as, like, how it's synced up, just wait until we get the results screen. But yeah, this was the fight against QA 1 million, the final QA inspection pass, where their idea of dealing with defects is to blow it up.
And now he turns into Mr. Self-Destruct.
Yep.
Can't help but feel that that was intentional.
There you go. Also, should point out as well, the total, the S rank that you get on, like, a verse, like, if you no damage that particular chorus, you get the star. The star is what signifies no damage whatsoever. So,
Gotcha.
There you go. This LP is going to be proof that it is possible to do it, but again, don't feel pressured to do it. Just, like, I would say, getting the purple S with the crown at the end of a chapter is, like, all you really need. And look at, like, how many days they had without defects. They were close to 1 billion.
Shut up and follow me.
That's literal millennia.
Yeah. Oh, but then again, you have to remember, though, that, like, as well, that, like, that the Bayonetta Lake work schedule is completely in a different universe from how it is in the rest of reality.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Are you scared?
No. I mean, it is a little dark. Hey, there are no spiders down here, right? Or, like, robot spiders? Oh, please don't let there be robot spiders.
Chai, as someone who has played through this game and recorded all the footage for this Let's Play, I can confidently say there are no spider robots. I'm sure our viewers and that are arachnophobes are also grateful like you.
Catbot?
Okay, I need his belt buckle.
Chai's outfit in general is like, obviously with like the aesthetic being very American cartoon, I feel like if you put this through like a more Japanese lens or something, like this is straight up the civilian outfit of any modern day Kamen Rider.
I mean, he does look a lot like the dude from Edge Runners.
Like David? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar colors. Yeah. New character.
My name is Peppermint.
Wait, that voice.
I hope you love food names as for these characters, especially sweet stuff for our main characters. You know, Chai, Peppermint. 808's not a food though. 808 is a tribute to the drum machine.
I kind of figured, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like even her sound effects are deliberately like from that. I believe it is. Like when she like walks around like little daintily, makes those like sound effects. I obviously can't do those with my mouth, but
I am. Right after you help me look into Spectra.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't expect you to. This is whistleblower level.
So bad?
Oh, hey, look, there's a Boeing jet just right outside
I'm
my
working
window.
with a team to expose them.
Ah.
They're small, but
Small meaning just you and your cats. I'm bigger than this.
says Rockstar here. Do you even actually play guitar?
way to steal my joke, Peppermint. Jesus Christ.
Figures.
I mean, he uses a guitar.
Use is a very loose term in this instance.
Deal with security. You'll need my help to get out of here.
He's a virtuoso on the guitar. So how does he make it sound? Yes!
Horrible if it wasn't for me. Look,
Yeah.
if you help me,
The
I'll
the
make
introduction
sure
of
you get off
Peppermint
this
is
land.
definitely the start of like Chai's idiocy going into overdrive because of how his ego and his delusions are like what he thinks are all he needs to carry him, which is very much like what he thinks a rock star is, when in reality, like, no rock star is ever who they are without the rest of their band.
This is your
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's living in a world in which the power of delusion will carry you through.
luxury.
Oh god, just
By the way,
please, whatever you do, Chai, do not go to Akihabara. There's this asshole named Akagi. Apparently, he says that he's like an unofficial Sentai team. It's really weird.
And there's this other guy, claims to be a scientist, Kyoma something or other, just... Nah, dude, nah.
Yeah. Anyway, those pop-ups that we're getting, yeah, those are the various challenges that we met while we completed that very first track.
Oh, wow. So we're gonna
Yeah.
be here for a while.
Yeah, a little bit, because we'll eventually check the Wall of Fame, which is like that big empty mural in the back. But like that is where we will keep track of all of our different achievements, as it were. But we have other things we can check out. Like that mirror will lead to costume customization. We can customize our outfits this early because I have all like the DLC and like the pre-order item or deluxe edition items, which technically included 20,000 additional gears, which are money. So yes, I did start this game with like
Not the
money
master of
at
Vandal
not
attack,
zero,
but
but
with some gears,
whatever.
I might
It's
be
like
able to give you a bit more
20,000 in the grand scheme of things is
Can you
pittance.
be more specific?
Yeah, not like DMC, where you can buy pretty much half the store
Here
at the
you can
beginning
learn
of the
new
game, I
attacks.
take
You
it.
can use them just by buying them.
Well, even in
Here's your
DMC these
chance to
days, I
learn
feel
new
like you can't
special
really
attacks.
buy out half the store this early unless you
Each attack
explicitly
requires
like
a certain
buy the
amount of
Red
freedom,
Orbs
so make
microtransactions
sure
for
you have
DMC
enough before
5.
buying.
Which I think that's literally the
Special
use
attacks
case
need
for
to
it.
be equipped
Otherwise,
against
the
use them
progression
all.
on that is slow enough that it's meant to be like you're not supposed to get all of your combos before the end of a first playthrough, because DMC has stopped caring about having a proper like resource economy since the first game.
Yeah, 4 Special
finally,
Edition gave you a
here are
ludicrous amount
items for some
of
summoning
orbs and
efforts.
souls right at the
What's
beginning.
this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
4 was like the
something
weird
with- let's
exception
just
in that
say
case because
It was
of how
a
special.
struggle
How
not
are
to
you
use
doing all
them.
this with-
Yeah, especially because like Special
Don't
Edition was what,
underestimate me.
7
I can
years
do more
after
than
the original came out, and like
Alright.
by that
Something
point
like
they were
that,
probably
yeah.
like people who like DMC4 have been playing this for 7 years. Let's not make them spend as long getting all their moves again like they did the first time.
Yeah.
That and they had 3 additional playable characters besides Nero and Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot in that game. So we're just looking at all the stuff we can buy, which includes moves, upgrades, We got specials, including a automatic heal, but we're not going to buy that one. What we are going to buy, though, or not yet, actually, because I do not have
No way.
I do not have the reverb gauge requirements for it, because we start the game with 2 reverb gauge slots, but we need to buy additional segments of the reverb gauge in order to use something as powerful as Overdrive Splash. So instead, we're just going to take a look at a bit more of like these combos we can buy. Again, a very nice thing that has this game does. Again, benefit of having more Western eyes on it is that you do get to see what move it is you're buying, and for a slightly reduced price, you can refund the move if you realize you don't want it and you would prefer to have something else instead.
That's really user-friendly.
Especially since this game does not have a level select. At the start, I should preface. Not at the start. They do the smart thing that all these other action games, especially from Platinum, have been like so bad about. Getting back to what I was talking about, where just the sense of economy is no longer there. At least with this, when you start a new game, you have to keep moving forward, so you might as well be put into positions where you more carefully consider what you're going to spend your money on.
Yeah.
So we redeemed all our rewards that we got thus far, which gave us like an additional 40,000 plus gears. If you know what challenges are coming up in a first playthrough, like, you can absolutely route out like how you want to play through this game, that you will have all of your combo moves unlocked, I shit you not, by the halfway point of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't count the special attacks, though. Special attacks, there's a lot of them, obviously, and they cost quite a bit more. But I think, as you'll find, compared to the combo moves, if you find like the special attacks you really, really like, you can just coast on those through the entire game and have those as your play style.
Yeah, it's always cool.
Yeah. So these are the clothing options we have right now, which obviously include quite a bit of, you know...
I bought the deluxe edition and all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, but for the, I'm showing at least a preview of all these cosmetics that we can customize with, because there is a lot. Holy shit, there is a fucking lot of clothing options you can customize Chai with. Most of which are unlocked in the post-game, as you would expect.
Yeah.
But we're sticking with the default. Tempting as it is to put cat ears on Chai, we're not going to do it. Or use a pizza guitar.
I would be using the pizza guitar or the cat guitar. There is
Yeah.
no question.
Yeah. Best thing as well is that while it's showing like the actual real guitar version for those items, is that they do have their own junk versions when you're not in battle.
I was going to ask, yeah, that's a really nice touch if that's the case.
Also, if you hang on here for several seconds doing nothing, Chai, as well as anyone else that you customize, will get tired having to hold the same pose.
Fair.
Did I mention that this game has a love for obsessive attention to detail?
I believe the term is ridiculously charming.
Yeah. Anyway, we got an additional 10,000 because the gears that we got from the previous reward added to another reward that we were working towards. Oh my god, this game. Yeah, like, obviously, like, first playthrough, I had no idea about, like, getting so many of this shit the first time. But playing through it again with this knowledge, it brought me back to that feeling of doing replays of DMC 1 or Ninja Gaiden Black, where it is like, doing the fresh playthrough is just as fun as the New Game Plus Everything Unlocked playthrough. Although I guess in the case of Ninja Gaiden Black, there is no New Game Plus Everything Unlocked, because because that's just to that game's benefit that it really makes you better appreciate the design when you have to, like, start somewhere and work your way up.
Yeah.
Actually, a robot cat is even more suspicious here than a drone.
Whatever. On the plus side, there's some companionship.
Seems
That's
like
true.
It can get pretty lonely down here.
Right up to
I-
the point it starts chewing on your mouse.
Hacker girl with a mysterious past. Not cliche at all.
My cat keeps eating all my electrical cords. What do I do?
I could say the same for you.
Charge it.
Ground it until it conducts itself properly.
That was even worse than mine.
Oh, don't worry. This game is going to also produce plenty of bad dad jokes for us.
Stereo, drum kit in the corner. You could have a kick-ass pad here.
This is an operation, not a hangout.
Doesn't mean it can't be both.
Well, I'll leave.
Honestly, that's that's probably the best thing Chai has said thus far.
I mean, if it was good enough for the GGs.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now we got enough money. We bought us one of the best reverb special attacks, and we bought the extra 2 reverb cores that we need in order to use it. Like like one of the biggest reasons for why Overdrive Slash is one of the best, in addition to another one that we get later on in the game, is because like these special attacks use different amounts of reverb gauge. And the amount of reverb they use applies like a point multiplier to your current score. So if we use that at a crucial moment in our combo, we're getting a ×4 multiplier.
Wow.
So that could be pretty, like, you know when to use that near the end of a fight. You're pretty much guaranteed to hit your score requirements for S rank. And of course, as is important for modern action games these days, of course we got a training mode. And thank God this is a much better one than Bayonetta 3's.
Well, I mean, for most of the Bayonetta games, the training mode was the loading screen.
Yeah, which was... It was already absurd when that game's loading screen, like, training mode was as bare bones as it was, especially when DMC5 also had a fairly respectable one, I'd say. Because this has a lot of similar things, like you can queue up, like, all the different enemies you encounter up to this point. But you get all kinds of different options as well as being able to, like, highlight specific moves that you want to practice. Oh yeah, and you can also work towards, like, certain challenges, like, that are applicable in training mode, like getting just hit timings. Yeah.
So is
But
that
also,
always the same key combo, or does it change?
it's always the
randomized?
same.
Right.
For Overdrive Slash, it is always the same. The other 4 reverb combo that you get later on has a different input, but it's always the same for that one.
Gotcha.
But the nice thing as well, that highlights what I was talking about all the way in the first video about the speed of combat changing with the music. You see song speed at the bottom. I had it on fast earlier, and it's back to normal. That basically, the 2 settings, you can't really adjust it in a granular sense. It's there to show more specifically what the faster songs are like versus what the normal speed songs are like. And you can feel... Like, it's not to an absurd degree. It's not like you're suddenly playing max 300 in DDR or something like that, but it is a noticeable hitch in, like, speed increase.
No.
But you can obviously, you know, make enemies invincible. You can make yourself invincible. You can make your reverb gauge infinite. And, like, yeah, you can, like I said, you can queue up, like, your combo moves. And, like, if you do it correctly, kind of like, in some fighting games where you have command training, it's like if you do it correctly, it'll put a check mark next to it to let you know, hey, you did it right.
Yeah, you can do this one now.
Yeah, it's like reminding me of days where I would just do that for various characters in the Virtua Fighter games. So that's the training mode. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this hideout, which is our in-between mission hub. And we'll eventually, like, get more things filled out in here, obviously, as the game goes on. Too bad, Chai. We're telling the story now.
Normally
Also, we can play with 808. I mean, it's not as in-depth as the sort of things that you could do to play with Jean in No More Heroes.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I do kind of wish you had some of those mini games. Imagine if you had like those mini games in No More Heroes, but you infused the rhythm game elements on top of that. That would have been so good.
Yeah, that's almost a no-brainer. And yeah.
I mean, even 808 is a kind of plump-looking cat. It's kind of similar to how Jean ended up in by the time No More Heroes 3 rolled around.
She's not fat. She's just constructed that way.
Yeah, she's a good chunky girl.